Welcome to Win Souls TV. This is your host, Bright Evangelist, right back at you again. So we're starting a new playlist this week, and this new playlist is called Testimony Time Dreams. It's specifically for dreams. If you're looking for testimonies concerning spiritual adventures that I've had with the Lord, I will put that in the cards right here. And then also shortly after that, if you're looking for regular testimonies, I'll put a link in the description right here. If you'd like to be set free from anything that you're struggling with, because we're all about setting people free so that they can literally start to experience the adventures with God, experience and start fulfilling the destiny that they were ordered and ordained to walk in. So if you are all about that, then I will also put a link to that as well right about now. So let us jump right on into it. So when I was 21, that was really when when I consciously started to realize that the Lord was after me. I was running from the Lord and I did not want to hear it. I would say that I was a believer, but I mean, my faith was just like barely there, honestly. I had been going to church ever since I was 2 years old, and I wasn't really knocking the truth, but I was just like, well, I mean, that's not necessarily happening in my life. I don't know a God like that, you know? So because of that, I mean, I was just out there running wild, and I was totally content living in the world. And what happened was he was already ministering to me through a lot of other people, telling me that you sound like a minister, or you sound like a pastor, or this, that, and the other. Well, and during this time, I was very promiscuous. So one day, I go to sleep. I'm asleep at college, and then he put a dream on me that started to help me really realize how strong the spiritual things of God really are. And what happened in this dream was I'm in the dream, and as soon as I'm in the dream, there's nothing but white space as far as the eye can see. If I could relate it to anything, it looked like when you first come into the Matrix. If you've seen the movie The Matrix, when you first come into the Matrix, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. It's nothing but just all white space. And then when Morpheus started talking about the guns, and then all of these racks of guns and everything started happening. So basically, when they were in that area, I was there in the dream. And out of nowhere, I see this lady with, she had really tan skin. She looked Native American. And she was really old. I'm talking about, like, if I were to guess, she could have been like 110 years old, okay? Really wrinkly skin. And she was wearing a red shirt and blue jeans and white shoes. And she would kind of contort a little bit, like, you know. And so in the dream, I knew spiritual things. Sometimes you just know things, and I can't tell you how you know, you just know. And in the dream, I knew that she was a demon, hence the contorting. And while she was contorting a little bit, she out of nowhere just started swinging on a swing, swinging on a swing, swinging on a swing. And I'm looking at all of this, and at first she had to be about 30 yards away. And I'm looking at all of this, and then out of nowhere, she appeared right in front of me. I mean, literally right in front of me. I'm talking about less than 2 feet, maybe like 1.5 feet away from me, maybe a foot. And she's looking at me. She just kept staring at me, and I'm staring right back. I'm looking right back at her. And out of nowhere, she brings up her hand like this. And then she opens up her hand, and we both look at the hand. And all of these white feathers are in her hand. And I'm looking at them, and she's looking at them. And then she looked back at me, and then I looked back at her, and then that was the end of the dream. It sounds so crazy. Well, I had an amazing mentor. And I talk about this amazing mentor in this one video. It's a little bit of Christian motivation. So I'll put that in the link right here. But and he had an extreme gift of interpretation. I couldn't interpret dreams at the time. So I would always go to him any type of questions that I was, concerning God or spiritual things that I was experiencing. I would just always go to him. I wouldn't even read the Bible. I didn't know what the Lord's voice sounded like. I didn't know any of that stuff. So, and he said, okay, well, obviously that lady was a demon. And I said, yeah. And he said, the reason that she was swinging on a swing, it represents the fact that you are wavering in your faith. You are wavering. It's almost like you're jumping the fence back and forth. Oh, am I a Christian, or am I not a Christian, or do I actually want to begin to start to live for God, or do I want to continue living this promiscuous lifestyle, always out there in the world, always out there pursuing women, this, that, and the other. And the fact that she came to me with feathers in her hand, he said that the feathers represent temptation. And I said, okay, that's the weirdest thing. So what happened was, after that, every woman in that college for the rest of my time at Georgia Tech, every woman that I was attracted to, if I was about to approach her, literally there would be a white feather that would come out of the atmosphere, out of nowhere. I could be this close to the woman, just like I am, to this camera, and it would be a white feather that would come down in between us. And after a while, I started flipping out, because it was just like, all of these white feathers are just appearing every time I tried to approach a woman with the intent of pursuing that type of lifestyle. And it got so crazy to the point where I had a friend, and she was at the time, she was attractive, and so I was going to pursue her with all the wrong intent. And so I had bought her something from the store. I think it was a piece of candy. And in my dorms, we had this, a lounge or whatever. So she was in the lounge, and I think she was studying. And so I came in with her candy, and I gave it to her, and we're talking, and I'm still standing up, and she's sitting down. She said, well, sit down, talk to me or whatever. And so I pulled the chair. When I pulled the chair, it's a feather sitting in the chair. It's a feather on the seat of the chair. And I said, oh, no, I'm not, I'm not sitting there. Okay. Then I was just like, okay, well, you know what? I'll just go sit on the sofa. And this is like 2 feet away from her. So I turned to go sit on the sofa. On the seat of the sofa, it's another feather. And I was like, you know what? Hey, you have a good day. I hope that you have a great day, but I'm going. I ran straight to my room. I was like, man, this is crazy. Like, all of this stuff is really real. I don't know what's going on, but it's like every single time I'm attracted to a woman, all of these feathers start coming out of nowhere, and it was just like in the dream. And I say all of that to say this: the Lord will go to great lengths, further than you can ever fathom, to get your attention, to draw you near to him. He will allow things to happen in your life that make no sense. Hence the feathers. Who would have ever thought feathers? This testimony sounds absolutely crazy, but it is 100% true. And literally after that, I started experiencing more things, more dreams, more craziness. And because of that, it drew me nearer to him, because as crazy as it sounds, whether there were demons in the dream or not, that was like another marker to show me how real God was. And it wasn't until then that I was just like, man, this stuff is really real. I can't really explain this away, you know? And even though I didn't stop that lifestyle then, it was conditioning me and preparing me for some of the things that I experience now. The Lord always has a plan. But I will tell you this, you might as well go ahead and give on in to the Lord, because he's never going to stop coming after you. I tried to run. I was gone. I'm telling you, but it's like he had a hook in my mouth the entire time, and he reeled me right on back in. Okay, y'all be blessed, but just understand that he will go to great lengths to come to wherever you are. Have a good one.